I learned from their conversation that to the top we weren't even worth mentioning. We were always meant to die out here. We're just scum with no way out. They can get us. They can get as many maggots like us as they like. Once one batch is all used up, they can just move on to the next one. There's no need to give them good equipment. What's going on, guys? It is your boy Cash, and we are back with phase 2 of the Wendy investigation. I wanted to interrogation, basically the same thing. Like I said, I did want to do more of these going into the future. I mean, and they keep adding them in. Stargazer actually has one, and so was Kawakawa. Really defining their backstory, but unfortunately they don't have the mic, so these are just ones that you have to just go into if you just want to learn more about them. Maybe we could do Chameleon, because you know I love this character. Nox doesn't have 4 of them, doesn't have a mic though. Samir, I did 2, been skipping it all over the place. I'm going to be listening to all of them with a mic just because I just enjoy them. But, you know, since the game, and since, oh yeah, Ruleka has one, cool, so does Iron. But it's just funny that, you know, we've talked about an extension that, you know, the game has no content. This is some of the content that's in the game that you can indulge in and have some fun with when, you know, you got stuff to do. So, hopefully you guys have some fun with me while you're doing your 2-minute dailies. And let's have some fun, man. Let's have some fun. Anyway, let's get into it. As night falls, the banks of the Rust are instantly plunged into darkness. The piles of trash mixed together with the polluted river give off an eye-watering stench. From dark corners, a few unnameable creatures oozing a black, foul-smelling, pus-like liquid watch the nearby human motionlessly. I also don't have anything to say. By the way, I'm going to hopefully remember to put a card here. If you guys want to see the first part, I will link it so you guys have that as well. A few low growls come from behind you, and before you can react, the corruptor is shot and falls to the ground. Target eliminated. Wait, that should be voiced. But it's not. Target eliminated. You should be more careful, Chief. You have a mission to complete. Thanks, I will. A few hours earlier. Emergency mission order from the FAC. Nightingale transfers a vigilantly sealed document over to you. Your orders are to go straight to the Rust and use Wendy as a decoy to investigate the source of the corruptor weapon materials, as well as to get to the bottom of the former secret cleanup unit. Use her as it. That's kind of weird. The connection is that to this previously presumed dead former cleanup unit has been confirmed. The higher ups are taking this matter very seriously. This is our only chance to get in close contact with the organizing dealing. It's supposed to be the organization dealing in the corruptor remains. I know what to do. Support will be stationed 5 kilometers from your position and will await your orders. Snipers, however, will be on standby. They can be activated whenever the need arises. So this is going to be long before we get into the actual interrogation. As you contemplate how to carry out the mission, the roar of a chainsaw grates against your ears as the corruptors that was just shot is pinned to the garbage pile and instantly severed in 2. Wendy. This should be voiced. Come on. Oh, did I scare you? Haha, that's the rust for you, Chief. There are monsters everywhere. There are monsters, and I'm a monster, and you are too. If you're scared, then you better head back to your shelter while you still can. I'm not afraid. To take a stand, everybody. Sorry. It wasn't anything serious, of course, but thanks for your help. The creatures hiding in the corner seem to fear Wendy. Not daring to rush forward again, they whimper reluctantly from where they are. They're afraid of you. Hee hee, that's the Rust for you. To survive, you have to try as hard as you can to become a monster yourself. The cans in the garbage heaps, the maggots born on the rotting meat, all fear for survival. Ugh. Hee hee hee. If that doesn't work, those monsters' bodies could pull you through for a day or 2. Let's go, Chief. You won't get a full view of the Rust sitting behind a high wall with those flying little bugs. Wendy once again chucks the chainsaw behind her. It falls into a corner of a nearby reconnaissance aircraft with a crash that makes the monsters yelp and babble. Hee, how I've waited to hear those screams. I'm not, you best believe I'm not doing her voice acting. Wendy seems rather excited, perhaps because she returned to a familiar place. You were always saying that you wanted to come back and see the rust. Given how cooperative you've been in our talks, I submitted a request to the higher ups to let you come with me. Go with you? This many people? It's just you and me. Oh no, she knows there's snipers. And that my character's made to lie for some reason. Wendy scoffs, yaks at your hand, and suddenly as her pace quickens, then slips into some ruins. Wendy? Your chest tightens. Most of the ruins around here are the remains of the Black Ring explosions, which also threw the magnetic fields into chaos. You hear some electric hums from the communication device concealed behind your ear. Before it starts working completely, you have no way to call for support, and your positioning system has been disrupted. Oh, I'm screwed. Fortunately, Wendy comes to a stop before long and looks steadily forward. Seeing that you've caught up, she pulls you to her side and points ahead. What's that? Under the moonlight, in the dark, you can render your heart. Sorry. Under the moonlight, you make out several figures in black cloaks. They're digging for something. How could there still be people wandering the rust at a time like this? Moments later, a distinctive smell mixed with the damp stench of the rust wafts. I love that word. Wafts over and sends chills down your spine. These people, they're digging up buried bodies. Were you pointing at these people? Are they your companions? No. They're devils. Why isn't it? Oh my god. Am I missing something here? They held back in the darkness for so long, they waited until I was gone to dig up the bodies. But what they don't know is that I would disappear, then reappear again. I think this is the mission the Rust gave to me. Mission? You mean you're going to carve those dead corruptors, or... They aren't good people at all, so it's okay to kill them, right? It's okay to kill them. It took so long to pick up their trail, and now you're worried that Wendy's actions would frighten them off. You gently grab her hand and keep her by your side. Not so fast, Wendy. Corpse dealer B. Cough, cough, it smells like shit around here. Corpse dealer A. Keep your fucking voice down. Just because the Reaper's been gone for a while doesn't mean we can suddenly let our guard down. We finished digging here. I hear they found a few more pits of this stuff to the south. Let's go and dig them up. Then that'll be a wrap on this month's quota. Buried somewhere else. Even if these smugglers aren't from this transport chain, what they're doing now is grounds enough for arrest. Wendy, you... South? How dare you defile my home? Yeah, even if I put on auto, it doesn't matter. No, I won't let you get away with it. You realize that Wendy has already wrenched herself free from your hand and is staring daggers at the group. Her tightly clenched teeth grind together, making an unnerving sound. Wendy grips the chainsaw, looking like she'll charge forward at any moment. Hold her back. Easy there, Wendy. If you're trying to tip them off to help them escape, I must say, this is... Before you can finish your sentence, Wendy has bolted. It's just funny that it loops. It should technically stop, right? Contrary to your expectations, Wendy is not helping those people escape. She's raising her chainsaw. Hey, someone's rushing this way. Who are you? Here to steal the bodies? That's not it. The sound, that weapon. He's here to kill you. It's the Reaper of the Rust. You rush to catch up with Wendy, who's fortunately hasn't crossed the line just yet. She hasn't let them go, but she hasn't killed them all yet either. Instead, she's giving two of them a serious thrashing and is stamping on their wrists to stop them from doing anything. The rust little mice. Now forcefully restrained by Wendy, the two hurl curses at her 1 minute, then bitterly beg for mercy the next. As you prepare to check their identities, you discover something strange. Wait a minute, what's that on your necks? The FAC has always believed that the ones behind the Rust body trade were leftover dissidents from the catastrophe cleanup squad. The body brokers you see before you aren't anything like you imagine. The symbols on their necks mean that they're from the Black Water, and their faces don't match any of the rebels in the database. Well, this is unexpected. It's always the last person you want to see that you'll end up running into, huh? Chief, how about you just let me kill them? They're all garbage and scumbags. They deserve to die. Chief, wait a minute. You're the chief of the borough?
Yes.
That's me. Have you decided to surrender? Ah, you really are with the FAC. That's great. Let's talk this over. What do you want to talk about? There's nothing to be nervous about. Let's work out a deal. Let's work together. You never saw me. You'll tell your superiors that you didn't discover anything unusual. And when we finish up our business, we'll give you a cut. What do you say? Cut of what? Like I'm the chief of like the police. Like what kind of like this is you suck at making deals, corpse dealer, eh? Jesus. The two gravediggers kneel on the ground and smile unsyncally? I don't know how to say that. And don't you worry, this wouldn't be the first time there's been a deal like this. Not by a long shot. Oh, he's trying to say that, this is commonplace, baby. Our old boss had one with your, whatchamacallit, cleaning squad. Heck, we all just called them the Undertakers. They had a good few deals. Now that was a captain that really got it. The Undertakers. The Undertakers were the secret contamination cleanup squad. Hearing that familiar word, you can't help but look over at Wendy. She's turned stiff as a board listening to the body broker story. Yeah, that's it. That's the something contamination cleanup squad. They were the one of the FACs. They got it. Your top brass would make them do all the dangerous stuff without even sending them good gear. Heh. They'd make the contaminated ones clean up the corruptors barehanded, basically making corruptor production basis. Impossible. Huh. What's so impossible about it? They were their underlings after all. Isn't that what they think at the top? What are the lives of a few underlings? They'll all have to die in the end anyway. I don't believe you. Don't believe me if you don't want to, but I have a good think about this deal. Good thing. Just like the Undertaker captain. Just like that Undertaker captain. I'll be blunt. They sent you all the way here for investigation because they were hoping you'd get yourself killed. Isn't that right, Chief? The body brokers chatter on, looking like flies struggling in the mud. You always notice that Wendy hasn't made a sound in a while, especially since she heard them talking about the Undertakers. Wendy, go ahead and tie these guys up. What are you doing? Undertakers? I'm an Undertaker. Fancy that. It was you guys all along. Corpse dealer, you're an Undertaker? I heard they were all executed. I didn't think that there were any left alive. Since you're one of them, then you must get how badly those guys at the top treated you. Just do what your captain did. Ah, she said, I'm about to show you what he did. Wendy charges forward, steps on the body broker's head with one foot, and plunges her rapidly whirling chainsaw into the ground next to his head, kicking up dirt and debris. You seem to remember our captain very well. What if he is the captain? Yes, we were the Undertakers. In this filthy world, someone had to step up to the plate and face the contamination head on. We carried a heavy responsibility to clear a bright path for everyone else. But those traitors, they sold us out. That's perfectly normal. Think of the job you had, and you had no protection or even bonuses for doing it. Your top brass treated you like tattered rags. They used you and threw you away. What your captain did is completely understandable. Completely understandable? Yes. Think about it. You didn't even have any decent protective equipment. I remember there was also a young kid in your squad back then. Your captain brought it up. Tis, so young. But right at the front and wrapped in a few pieces of scrap metal. Yes, the child. He got completely infected during the mission and turned crazy just like me. Is that one of the characters in the game? I wanted to save him, but the captain kept telling me he was dead. In the end, I was left with just his clothes and toys. Wendy lifted the body broker by the collar, forcing him to look into her eyes. I buried 1, 2, 3 people. So many people left, now they're stuck rotting in the filthy piles of garbage. I won't accept his end or theirs. I can't. Damn him. He betrayed everything we believed in. I'll kill them. I'll kill them all, those traitors. You dirtbags. You're just more trash in this stream of filth. You can't even be called human. Raising her chainsaw, Wendy hits the switch to unleash her powers. She looks like she wants to tear the people before her into pieces. Your hands, your feet, you won't be wanting those, will you? Look at this filthy cake. It took a tumble into the mud. It's trash now. Let me just cut it up. Captains, corruptors, people that sell corpses, they're all just nasty garbage. I'm an undertaker, a cleanser. I can't let the contamination overflow to the world. Wendy raises her chainsaw. It is sharp, rapidly spinning blades whirling. Stop, Wendy. Don't stop, Wendy. I mean, I don't really care. So we're at a thing where pretty much she's finding more that her captain sold them out because the captain felt like they were sent to die anyway. Might as well make a better deal out of it. Do what you gotta do. The chainsaw whines horribly as it swings down and carves in. And warm, sticky liquid sprays onto each of your faces. Clean up complete. Like, what do I get out of that? The chain of clues was broken due to Wendy's impulsive killing. The FAC confirmed that Wendy and the Undertakers were collaborating with the Black Water and that they were done away with to cover up the Undertaker's defection and smuggling of the corruptor weapon. So that's why they covered it up, because the captain betrayed them. Okay. Wendy will face serious punishment in the future, and the Undertaker, a settlement order has been passed down. Not even their bodies would be allowed to go free. Wait, interrogation failed. Wait, what? Oh, I have to be a nice guy? Oh, fuck you. And this isn't an interrogation. We're out there. We're chilling here. What the hell? Like, there's no voice acting. Fuck you. Stop. Get out of here. You want to make a deal with them? So you're going to betray me too. You can hear the rage and hurt in Wendy's voice, and its power has grown extraordinarily. Chief, the sinister singularity mood is extremely unstable. A sniper must be activated immediately. No. You don't want to resort to snipers or use your abilities. Wendy, I believe you. I believe that everything you just said is the truth. The chainsaw presses against your shoulder, rendering its skin and flesh. The pain is so excruciating you're unable to finish speaking. So she cuts me with the chainsaw. This is what should happen. Wendy, listen to me. You can't make yourself guilty for killing these two people. I want to become your companion. I can be someone you can depend on now and after all of this. Please believe me. Please believe me. Wendy's roar stops and she stares at you with vacant, bloodshot eyes, not moving a muscle. Why? Why do you want to be my companion? You'll only turn crazy like me or into a corpse. Oh, look at that face. That's such a sad face. You would really do that? Really? According to the two corpse vendors' confessions, Wendy has nothing to do with the recent smuggling cases of Mania weapons. The Undertaker, an organization that should be disbanded and dead, remains mysterious as before. Phase 3. I just gotta go to the evidence department. How long is that? I'm going deep. Let's just finish out Wendy's thing right now. Let's go. Hopefully there's voice acting here. Please believe me. No, we're still out here. So wait, is only the first phase voice acted? And hey, if you guys don't mind me voicing it, I'll do all of them. I just know that some people probably wouldn't want me to voice act too much of it because, you know, I'm just kind of reading it. Wendy looks at the person who, though injured, is continuing to embrace her. She slowly puts down her weapon. Seeing Wendy's expression turn calm, you take her to a secluded area to rest a while. Meanwhile, you begin to attempt to reestablish your comms. Open comms. What? Chief, are you all right? Yes, everything's fine. Our monitoring data is showing that you're bleeding from your shoulder and the sinister singularity emotional state reached a tipping point. You call that everything's fine? Listen to me, Nightingale. It wasn't Wendy's fault and I'm fine. You briefly and precisely summarize everything that just happened. Nightingale is silent for a while, then grants you permission to question Wendy alone outside. I understand the situation. The support squad will set off right away to collect the 2 individuals you captured. She has an in-depth understanding of the Rust and she's agile in combat. You should know that. While S-084 has been cleared of suspicion with regard to the incident, her mental state remains unstable. She's dangerous, Chief. Please just trust me. I understand. I'll switch off the monitoring equipment, but if anything happens, contact me immediately. When you return to Wendy's side, she's sitting on the ground in silence. Her hands and face are sticky with blood, and her face looks expressionless, rather like an undertaker indeed. Rest up! Wendy doesn't respond, but quietly nods. Question! Wendy, are you going to actually start speaking so Cash doesn't have to? Wendy, you and your companions are stopping the spread of corruptors, aren't you? You can see that rather than trading in the cadavers, Wendy is the one trying to resolve the matter, and that the Undertakers weren't a dissident group, but rather a secret contamination cleanup squad. Ha! You're only just realizing this now. That's right, I'm an Undertaker. This is everything I believe in. I know. You're the Undertaker who stayed true to your beliefs. But I'd just like to know more about you. Your truth! Live in your truth, Queen! My truth? Everything you see now is the truth. I only see you right now, Wendy. Would you be willing to tell me some more stories from back then? Why are you so interested in me? I think it's one of the steps required to becoming a trustworthy companion. Perhaps moved once again by this word, Wendy fell silent for a while, lingering in the conciliation before speaking in a faint voice. I was an orphan, and that person adopted me. I was bound to become an Undertaker. That person? Everyone was the same. We were all people with no future. Our clothes were ragged and we were injured, but didn't have any medicine. Once our wounds were exposed to the contamination, they gnawed away at us little by little. We lived each day under threat by monsters and the contamination, the crazy thoughts. You mean the infection? Yes, that's it. Our job was to clean up the filth, so much filth day in and day out. Over time, our vision got blurry and there were people talking non-stop in our heads. Oh God. I even wondered if I wasn't also just a monster with a sword hanging over my head. Haha. We'd go crazy sooner or later. But everyone said it's fine. They said that since the contamination had taken everything from us, we couldn't allow it to take away more people's happiness. Since there was nothing left to take from us, we were the best people for this great task. They said since we'd found such a great task, we, these dead folk walking, had found a reason to live. See, aren't they just the noblest, greatest people in the world? Oh God. So basically, as a summary of what she's saying, they were sent there because they were pretty much contaminated, rotting, and all this other stuff. So they said, hey, here's this mission. They didn't care if they died because they were already kind of infected. It's kind of like being in the Walking Dead universe and sending zombies to do stuff for you because, you know, they're zombies, who cares? But these weren't zombies. They were people that could have possibly, from what I could tell, could have been possibly treated, but they just were not. But he smiled slightly. It was a gentle smile, but also a profoundly sad one. The captain once said this to me. He said that our sacrifice was worth something, that people would thank us, that we would be remembered as heroes of the Dis City. Idiot. What good are the other people's thanks? Isn't having each other enough? What do people in high places know about danger? What do they know about contamination? Those thieves too, dirty, vile. We were doing it to fight the contamination. We didn't want their filthy money or those hypocritical thank yous. But the captain betrayed us all for those insignificant nobodies. Wendy chokes up slightly again, but stubbornly continues speaking. It was too cruel for him. That little boy, his eyes were red and streaming with tears before he was taken away, but he couldn't stop, laughing like a crazy person. I asked him, that man, the captain. He said that there was nothing we could do, not anything. The people above wouldn't allow it. I wanted to know why the people above couldn't protect him, couldn't protect us. That's why I followed him that day to get a clear answer. When he looks towards the person collapsed on the ground, her words bristling with indignation. I learned from their conversation that to the top, we weren't even worth mentioning. We were always meant to die out here. We're just scum with no way out. They can get us. They can get as many maggots like us as they like. Once one batch is all used up, they can just move on to the next one. There's no need to give them good equipment. We're the ones with the responsibility. We're the ones who face the danger. But those dirtbags, they're just more trash in this polluting stream of filth. There's nothing human about them. I'll chop off their fat-filled heads. While I still have breath, I'll split their necks open. The tears that have been gathering in Wendy's eyes roll down her face and plummet to the ground. Through gritted teeth, she denounces the forces responsible for her tragic past. It's heartbreaking to listen to. You hold her hand and gently place it over your heart, hoping she can feel it beat. I believe you. Thank you for trusting me enough to tell me this. I believe you, Wendy. I'm sorry for making you think about such awful things. I'm going to help prove your and your companions' innocence. So can you let me meet your companions? My companions? What are you going to do to them? Oh, my credit card. Lock them up, put them in chains, and throw them into the danger again? No, Wendy, definitely not. I want to help you. None of you are traitors to the organization, and on the contrary, you paid a huge price on its behalf. I won't let you stay buried like this. I have a duty to fight for the innocence you deserve. Consider it a thank you to you and your comrades for fighting for the light in this world. But can I trust you all? This face kills me, man. It really does. Because, you know, it's like she's slowly breaking down, and it's almost as if there's a chance that she can actually, what do they call it? Not relapse, but recover, I guess, would be the best word. Can she recover from all this insanity? I hope so. It answers my question. After hearing this, Wendy is silent for a long time. Finally, she bursts out into a loud laughter as if she just heard a joke. She takes you by the hand and leads you to a piece of earth in the morning sun. Ha 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 ha. I was wrong, Mr. Chief. I'll take you to see my comrades, Chief. When he takes your hand and leads you straight ahead, you realize that you're headed south, like those two body brokers mentioned. You pass through the center of the rotting corpse and finally arrive at a quiet, clear here. Nova, John, are you guys awake? Sorry, Chief, they're still sleeping, so they're not ready to see you yet. Come in, we can wait for them to get up together. Welcome to the house of the Undertakers. She speaks in an exceptionally gentle voice, but no one comes out to greet you from the place she calls home. In the bright red sunlight, you can clearly see that several holes have been dug in this place before hastily being filled back up. Strange things have been placed in the front of these pits, as if they were nestled up together in a peaceful slumber. Come in, come in! Just keep your voice down a little. Wendy's voice lowers as she raises a finger over her pursed lips. They're tired. We should let them sleep. I'll introduce you all to them quietly, of course. This is Nova. He's a big goofball. It's almost impossible to move him once he's gone to sleep, even though we're clearly eat the same things every day. And this one's the one I set with stones. Wendy points to a different pit atop of which is strewn several small stones commonly found by the rust. This is John. He's an orphan who can't even count, but he can clearly remember how many corruptors he's buried. For everyone he buried, he would find a stone to remember it by and carry it with him. I put all those stones next to his pillow. But he asked me to add one more stone this time. He said that when he turns into a corruptor completely, he'll bury himself. But I didn't add it. Since he's so tired, he wouldn't notice if it's there or not while he's sleeping. Then there's her, my poor Lily. She's Pheno's good friend, but she could only watch as Pheno mutated little by little. There was nothing we could do. In the end, we buried Pheno together. It wasn't easy getting her to fall asleep, so make sure you don't wake her up. Otherwise, she'll start crying again. It's so messed up, man. Obviously, I feel like what she's saying, like they're going to sleep, I almost feel like as she had to kill them because they were mutating, so she killed them herself. Or maybe they all kill each other. They might have a pack, but obviously they're dying amongst each other, and that's why she keeps saying that they're going to sleep. But going to sleep means like you're trying to kill them peacefully. And this one makes it seem like it was really hard to kill her because it's a little girl. Wendy gently pats the pit as if lulling a child to sleep. As for me, this is my bed here. She points to a newly dug shallow pit at the end of the row of graves, then lies down in it, curling up and smiling at you. I sleep here every day together with everyone else. Too bad they're always sleeping in. I'm the only one who ever gets up. Oof. Tell Wendy the truth. Why? That's crazy though, like, cause she's, yeah, they're sleeping and she gets up and they're still sleeping. So she's like, ah, they're sleeping. Wendy, you can't sleep with them. They're already dead. They're dead? I'm sorry, Wendy. Those people already have their eyes on this place. These bodies can't stay here anymore. The best thing we can do for them is taking them away from here. Why would you say that they're dead? Why do you want to take them away? Those traitors said the same thing. Do you want their bodies too? They're not dead. They'll never leave me. Wendy breaks down again and her eyes look so red that blood could drip out of them. Crying and laughing, she snarls at you. I knew it, you FAC dog. You're just like them, trampling on us. I know all about your depraved ideas, but one day you'll be just like the Undertakers were back then. Betrayed by your loved ones, betrayed by everyone. You'll see everyone die right before your eyes. Apologize to Wendy and reassure her. I'm sorry, Wendy, I don't want to separate you and your companions whatsoever. Ignoring the chainsaw pointing at you, you slowly walk forward and hold her hand. You're no companion of mine. Don't touch me. But I can't leave you here all alone. What are you talking about? Everyone's right here with me. The Undertakers will be together forever. I want to wait for them to wake up. They won't wake up. Take the red pill. You already know this, don't you? Shut up! She shouts this angrily, but her gradually reddening eyes avoid your gaze as if she is trying hard to resist something. The truth. You look at the pit where she sleeps peacefully every night. That's the grave you dug for yourself, isn't it? You remember the day that each of them left and gave them a comfortable final resting place. You gave them all a warm burial. But Wendy, now that you've seen everyone off, who will lay you to rest? Her suppressed choking sobs finally burst into cries of grief. Her chainsaw drops into the mud and the last Undertaker falls to her knees, trembling. You lean down and gently cup her face and wiping away her endless stream of tears. I'm the last one. There won't be any new Undertakers in this world again. This will all end here with me, I swear it. If they were still here, I could go on shouldering the burden of the Undertakers, but those scumbags want their remains. I just want them. You take her into your arms and the scent of the soil from the grave has dispelled and the smell of blood from her body. Like opening a room that has been shut for a long time. Oh, that stinks. Let them stay with me. Don't take them away from me, please. I promise. Someday, if you also want to sleep, I'll take you to be with them. I can promise you that much. But you're still alive right now. You're still a human being, Wendy. While you're alive, why don't you stay with me? Why? Because I'm just like you. I can't bear the pain of losing people close to me. If I die, how will you feel? No, I don't want you to die. I won't allow it. I won't bury you. If you die, I'll really have nothing left. So you're not allowed to die. Stroke her hair. Okay, I'll do my best. Thanks for letting me be your companion. Since you're carrying the burden of the Undertakers, then until the day you return to their side, let me carry it with you. Oh, you poetry. Okay, I promise too, but before they come to take me home, you'll be my home. Her voice grows smaller and smaller as she slowly closes her eyes. After a long, exhausting night, she drifts off to sleep in your arms. Did you save her? You don't know. But at the very least tonight, she won't have to sleep on a pillow of death in that small cold pit. Case the close of this. Wendy's infection has affected her mind and brain so much so that she falsely believes that her companions are still alive. You can't bring yourself to see Wendy carry all the pain and sorrow as an undertaker, so you decided to become that very special companion for her and help share her burden. So definitely a little bit upsetting. Like they don't voice act each part. They only voice act, I'm assuming, the part where you actually do the interrogation. But the interrogation then turns into a full-fledged like thing. Like it's, so you're interrogating them because you're trying to get to the bottom of a specific thing. You get to the bottom of a specific thing and realize that they're probably not so bad anyway. I'm not exactly sure if each of them are gonna run exactly like that, but her story is pretty interesting. You actually get insight that the FAC, like a company that not that you work for, but like a company that you're involved with, is kind of shady and did some shady stuff. They would send people out there to basically die, and she didn't die. And then when they realized that they sold it out, they tried to cover it up because they were gonna pretty much expose all the nonsense that they were been doing. Now I read 2 of them, and like I see, like this one has 1, this one has 1, and I have to finish 99s in order to finish out Hella's. But I don't know how voice acted each thing is, but let me know in the comment section below if you guys enjoyed yourself. I had a blast. It's still pretty fun. I'd be interested to see some Stargazer, Kawakawa, like I said, some Chameleon. You guys let me know if you want to see more of this. And you gotta let me know by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the next interrogation. Bye.